Hello class. Recall yesterday's lesson. In part 1, you were able to write, interpret, and explain the order of rational numbers in the real world using a number line. In today's lesson, part 2, you're also going to continue to do this, but you're going to learn to write numbers on a number line, including decimals, improper fractions, integers, and mixed fractions. Recall some of the vocabulary. Rational number, a number that can be represented as a fraction. So here again, I've listed the examples of rational numbers, and I have 1/2, 0.5, which equals 1/2, 2.5, 5/2, which equals 2.5. These are all examples of rational numbers that you will see in today's lesson. Integers. There are whole numbers on either side of 0 that includes positive and negative numbers. Examples are -1, +2, 5/5, which equals 1, and 8/4, which equals 2. Notice 8/4. Yesterday you may have seen this example in the video. The reason why 8/4 is not considered the same as a rational number above, which is 5/2, is because when you simplify it or you go ahead and divide 8 by 4, you get an integer of 2. When you look at the rational number 5/2, you get a mixed fraction of 2.5. So this is how you can separate the two between integer and rational. Now let's work on our example 4 for part 2 of lesson 8. Use the number line diagram below to order rational numbers from least to greatest. Explain how you determine the order. So before we begin placing our numbers on the number line, let's do a few things. So I'm going to list some steps. Before you draw a number line, let's first place a box around the negative numbers, or highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and place a box around all the numbers that I see that are negative. We have -4 1/3, -1/2, -3 3/5, -6/10, -1, -5, and -2 1/10. And I'm also going to highlight these to make sure that we can see them. Alright. So the next thing I want to do before I place my numbers on the number line is I would like to rewrite any numbers that are not in the same form as the majority. For example, in this case, I'm looking at our negative numbers and I see we have 1, 2, 3 fractions, 1 integer, and a decimal. So I want to make sure that all of these are in the same form to make it easier to compare. So since I noticed that most of these are in the form of a fraction, then I'm going to want to rewrite the numbers that are not in the form of a fraction. So for instance, let's look at -0 and 6/10. This is written in the form of a decimal, but we would like for this to be in the form of a fraction. So we would write this as -6/10. And the same goes for negative 2 1/10. This is written in the form of a decimal, so I'm going to rewrite this in the form of a mixed fraction. Negative 2 1/10. So let's go ahead and write that note so that we'll remember to do that in the future. So our second step is to rewrite each number in the same form. In this particular case, improper fractions and decimals can be rewritten as mixed fractions. Now that we've rewritten our decimals as mixed fractions, let's go ahead and take a look at the improper fraction and rewrite it as a mixed fraction as well. So I'm looking at the number list and I see 23/5, and this is an improper fraction. So let's go ahead and use the method that we used in video 1 to rewrite improper fractions as mixed numbers. So one way to do this is to take a look at the denominator. And we know that one whole is represented by 5/5. So we want to know how many 5/5 there are in 23/5. So if we count by fives, we will start with 5/5, 10/5, 15/5, 20/5. Now, because our next number would be 25/5, but we only have 23/5, then our remaining fraction is only going to be 3/5. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 5/5 with the remaining 3/5. So our fraction, our improper fraction, is rewritten as 4 3/5. And one way to check this is to use the Texas method, where we take the denominator and multiply it by the whole number. So 4 times 5 is 20, plus the numerator is 23, and our denominator stays the same. So this is what we started with, so this is correct. So we've rewritten our improper fraction as 4 3/5, and we can write it above our number. 4 3/5. So now as I scan the list, I believe everything has been rewritten into a similar form. And now we are ready to go ahead and plot our negative numbers. So as we plot, we're going to first remember we're always going to start with 0. So we're going to place the 0 on the number line. And I want to make sure I have enough space to include positive 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to have our 0 a little bit more to the left so that we'll have enough room to go all the way to 6. So I'm going to place the 0 here. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in each of these tick marks that are already here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing, starting at 0, but I'm going to go to the left. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. I'm going to add one more, negative 5, just so that we'll have enough space. So now we have our number line. I'm going to draw this in so that we can see this clearly. Okay, so we have our number line labeled. Now we're ready to go ahead and start with our negative numbers that we have highlighted. So as we do, I recommend as you place your numbers on the number line that you mark off each number so that we don't leave anything off. So as you can see, we're going to go ahead and start with 0. So we can mark off 0. I'm going to use a pencil to mark it off. So let's look at negative 4 and 1/3. So we're going to start at 0. We're going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we know that 1/3 is going to be more negative, which means it's going to be farther away from 0. So I'm going to go to the left of 4 because it is farther from 0. And I'm going to plot negative 4 and 1/3. And I'm going to go ahead and label that. So I'm going to mark that off because we have plotted it. I'm going to go to the next number. So now we have negative 1/2. So negative 1/2 is going to be to the left of 0 between 0 and negative 1. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it here. And that is negative 1/2. So I'm going to mark off 1/2. Let's move on to negative 3 and 3/5. Now, I'm looking at the numbers that I have remaining, and there isn't a number that is extremely close to negative 3 and 3/5. So I don't have to be as exact when I place that. I just know that it needs to be farther from 0 than 3. So I'm just going to go a little bit to the left of 3. 3/5, that's a little bit more than a half. So I'll go over here. We don't have to be as exact because we're ordering from least to greatest, and there aren't any other numbers that close to negative 3 and 3/5, but I wanted to get a little bit accurate. So negative 3 and 3/5. So we're going to cross that one out. Let's move on to negative 0.6, which we rewrote as negative 6/10. So when you think about it, we've already plotted negative 1/2. I know that 1/2 is halfway between 0 and negative 1. And another way that I can express 1/2 is 5/10. So when I look at negative 6/10 and compare it to negative 5/10, I know that negative 6/10 is a little more negative or smaller than negative 1/2. So I'm going to go a little farther to the left of 0. And this will be negative 0.6. And I'm going to write it above for space. Alright, so we're going to mark off 0.6. So let's move on to negative 1. Negative 1, that's pretty simple. We start at 0. We move to the left. There is our negative 1. Then we're going to move on to negative 5. Pretty simple. Start at 0. I'm going to move to the left to negative 5. Cross it off the list. And then lastly, for the negative numbers, we have negative 2 and 1/10. So we're going to go to negative 2. We don't have any other numbers between negative 2 and negative 3, so I don't have to be as accurate. But we know that it is farther to the left or farther away from 0 because it is smaller, or because it is a little more than negative 2. So we're going to go to the left of negative 2. And I'm just going to label that negative 2.1. So we're done with all of our negative numbers. Now we have our positive numbers, and they look pretty simple. Most of them are integers except for the one fraction or rational number. So let's go ahead and mark these off. There is 1, start at 0, move to the right. I'm going to cross off the 1. And then I'm going to move on to 4 and, oh, I forgot 2. So there's 2, start at 0, move to the right to 2, and I'm going to mark that off. Now we're going to move to 4 and 3/5. Here's 4, and we don't have any other numbers between 4 and 5, so it should be, you don't have to be as accurate, but we know it's a little more than half. So about here, and that is 4 or 23/5, which is 4 3/5. 23/5. Okay, we're going to mark that off, and then we're going to move on to 6. Start at 0, move to the right to 6, and mark that off. And I believe we are done. Now, before we list our numbers in order from least to greatest, let's count our numbers to make sure that we have found all of our numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's count our numbers that we found. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we found all of our numbers. Now before we list them, let's just remember numbers increase from left to right. They are increasing. And from right to left, they are decreasing. Right to left, they are decreasing. Alright, so now that we know this, we have everything we need to know to list our numbers. So let's rewrite them from least to greatest. Alright. So we have, since we're writing from least to greatest, we're writing them in increasing order. We have -5. We have -4 1/3. -3 3/5. -2.1. -1. We're going to run out of space. -0.6. -1/2. We'll just wrap around here. 0, 1, 2, 23/5, and 6. Notice that when I rewrote the answers, I made sure to write them in the original form they were in the problem. Okay, so we have all of our numbers listed from least to greatest. Before we wrap it up, I want to add the steps that we followed and recap what we did. So before we drew our number line, we placed a box around negative numbers, or we highlighted them. Step 2, we rewrite each number in the same form to make it easier to compare. In this example, we rewrote improper fractions and decimals, and we rewrote them as mixed fractions. So here we rewrote the improper fraction as the mixed fraction 4 3/5. So the next step that we did was we drew our number line and we plotted the negative numbers. As you plot, you should cross out each number to make sure that you don't leave out a number. And the last step we plot our positive numbers. And this is all we have for today's lesson. After this lesson, you will do an activity with a partner, and you will have your exit ticket. That's all. Thanks.